So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, let's do ASMR. Yes. Okay. So.
Have you seen that harmony? Who's like ASMR, and she's like,
Which harmony? Korean harmony?
Yeah, it's a Korean harmony, and she's like instead of ASMR, and then she's like somewhere in like Shigor, like Wanjon Shigor, and she's like doing ASMR with like vegetables and stuff like that. It's the same harmony who was like something happened and she went, hey, 조졌네 이거.
Hey, 조졌네 harmony.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
The same one.
Okay. So.
Okay.
No opening. Just let's start with the 맥주 소리. Okay. So. ASMR. Oh. So
hello.
Cheers. 짠.
Jan.
짠.
Yes. That was awful. Okay.
So this is our fourth episode for Local Chingu Podcast.
Yes.
And then how was it? How has been?
How's it been?
Yeah.
You mean the podcast, like recording the podcast?
Recording podcast, editing podcast, and then like sharing your podcast with your friends, and then you get the feedback, support.
Yes.
How was it?
It's been crazy and amazing.
And?
Amazing. Yes. So I'll split it up into two parts: editing and sharing. Okay. So editing is crazy because I started this from nothing. I had no knowledge of editing or anything like that. Like the most I've ever done is like edit a picture in an app on my phone. So like I had to learn Premiere Pro from scratch. And like learning Premiere Pro over time has like, it's been fun. Like I've enjoyed learning how to edit just because I'm learning a new skill. But at the same time, there are challenges here and there. Or like for episode 3, I lost the audio file. So I had to use the audio from the camera video.
Wow.
And I had to really but in that process, I learned a lot about how to like improve the audio in Premiere Pro to make it like decent, even though it was just like regular camera audio, which means that this audio, I'll be able to do a lot more with it because I had to learn those skills. So like, it's like even the mistakes are like growth points.
Yes, you learn from your mistake.
Maybe I wouldn't have found those videos that teach me how to make the audio better,
Yeah. And now you're not going to make the same mistake.
When I tell you, because it happened in like 1 second, I was still here cleaning everything up. I hit Command S to save, right? And because it said like 1 hour, 21 minutes of audio, like all the extra stuff.
Nice job.
I hit Command save, and then the box that pops up where you like say type in the name and where you save it, that popped up, and then the file behind the track here, the audio track, it just disappeared. Like as I hit save, I was like, so I hit cancel on the thing, and I was like Command Z, and I spent 2 hours trying to find and recover it. And then I was just like, it's not gonna happen. So I just gave up, and I was like, I'll just spend my time taking that audio and fixing it.
What about the sharing part?
The sharing part has been amazing. Like when I say people I didn't even know like cared about me or like cared about what I do, because everybody is so busy, everybody has their own things. So like sometimes I forget that I exist in other people's mind.
Yes.
So I'll just like do my thing or do whatever I do, and I forget that people think about me.
Oh.
Like I just do it, and it's just like if I get the support, I get the support. But like I don't do a lot of things publicly, So like when I finally do something publicly, and the people that like I like, care about, like my friends, my family, things like that, and like I see all these people support me, I'm like, oh my God, these people care about me too. So it's like, it's been really nice to see everybody that's like supporting. Like my mom, she was like, hey, I watched episode 3, your hair has gotten so long. My aunt, she made a Gmail account or like a Google account so she could subscribe. Like,
you have such a cute supportive family.
Yes. Like my little cousin, the one that's 11.
Yeah.
She was like, I watched the first episode. She said, I watched all 43 minutes. My heart, it just,
Aww.
It was, wow. Yes. So
that's great.
And then like friends, people who I just have like very like just regular friendships with, like people I probably haven't had a full conversation 4 or 5 years, and they're sharing and they're saying,
No.
You said what?
Make it shorter.
Yes. Okay.
Because like, do you remember when we were analyze the good examples of podcasts?
Yes.
They tease each other, right?
Yes.
So now I am allowed to tease you, right?
I guess so.
So Evan, you talk too much.
Okay.
So,
I do talk a lot.
그만 얘기해.
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it?
I'll think about it.
Yes. So.
Yes.
Don't.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna keep talking.
Don't take it personally, okay?
I'm gonna take it personally.
Here, joke is fine, right?
No, it's not fine. I'm gonna take it personally, and I'm gonna keep talking.
So, Local Chingu is safe community, so it's safe. So we are okay to tease each other.
I'm actually a hostage. It's not true.
It's not true?
No.
You don't feel safe here?
Local Chingu is not a safe community.
No, it is.
I am being held hostages. I am being held hostage. I said being held hostages. My English is getting worse at Local Chingu. You see how bad
Come
that
on.
Is? Yes. My English is getting worse by the minute.
Man. My English too. I keep using Konglish because of you.
Yeah. But
anyway,
that's not my problem.
You didn't even give me a chance to share my experience.
I don't care about your experience.
Oh my God. So my experience. But yeah, I've heard like many warm, cute messages like, I listened to your podcast and it was really good.
Yeah.
And then I think people find it's really cool. And then I thought we're just doing just for fun, just for fun. At least,
Right.
I always ask you, like, are you having fun? Like, are you enjoying?
Yeah.
So I thought it's okay, even though people don't really watch it.
Yeah.
If we are having fun, that's fine. But I think people see it as an actual podcast channel.
I mean, it is.
Yes.
Why not?
So yeah. So it's been great.
It has been great.
So yeah, and then last time when we were supposed to record episode number 4, right? Episode 4. And then I suggest you, like, why don't we have a kind of break? And yeah, like, since we're still learning, we need to take a break, and then where to go, what's the goal of our podcast,
Right.
What's our stage. But still, it's for fun, but it's better to have straight. It's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So for now, we don't really have stretch, but it's okay, right?
Right.
Because it's our first try.
That's true. It
yes.
is. First try. Our first fourth try,
Fourth try.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So, I love this saying. I'm pretty sure many people already have seen or read before. So, your first workout will be bad. Your first podcast will be bad. Your first speech will be bad. Your first video will be bad. Your first anything will be bad. But you can't make your 100th without making your first. So put your ego aside and start.
I agree completely. Definitely, you have to start. Like, even in English, they say the first step is half the battle.
First what?
The first step is half the battle.
Half the battle.
Yes.
Ah.
So, like, if you taking the first step is half of it already.
Yes. 시작이 반이다.
Same thing. Yes.
Same thing. Yes.
Exactly the same.
Language exchange.
Language exchange. Right there.
시작이 반이다.
Yes.
시작. Start. 반. Half.
Yes.
시작이 반이다. Yes. So we're half done already.
We're half done. We started.
Yes.
Now we just gotta finish.
Yeah. Do you have any experience, like worst first try experience?
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Let me think.
Which one?
Worst first experience.
Yeah.
My worst first third experience was when I lost that audio last week.
Nice job. Cheers.
When I lost that audio last week, I wanted to cry. But other than that, like, I've probably had some bad first start experiences. I can't think of any off the top. Do you have any?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have?
Like my first class.
Yeah.
I started my teaching experience in the Netherlands. There was like kind of like 뭐라고 말하지? 약간 like actual teaching experience as a teacher.
Yeah.
그러니까 진짜 teacher, real teacher.
Right.
I've been like maybe do like 1-to-1 private class or just teaching my friend just for fun, but it was like very actual class with 20 students, and that time we were 4 teachers.
Yeah.
One with like 17 years of experience. She's professor.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one has 10 years experience. Another one has like 7 years experience. Me, 0 hour.
0 hours.
So imagine, whatever I try, I am going to be worse than others. But I was just trying to be at least just like them. So I was trying to be perfect from the first try. Oh,
I'm listening.
they could be like ASMR. Come on. Next time. Okay. So it was really hard because that was my first experience, and then I wanted to be seen like it's not my first.
Yeah.
But it was really worse. So now I am way better than that.
Yeah.
So I think I had more than 100 times of actual class now, but my first was really bad.
Yeah, I think okay. That makes me think of like my first like worst experience was like probably like the first time I was like a leader. So when I was in high school, I had this internship my senior year, and it was like a nonprofit, and like the nonprofit, their goal is to teach kids who are like 12 to like 17 how to make change in their community. So like how to talk to the school, like the education board, and maybe say, we want to change these policies, or how to like put a garden in your community, things like that. Like they teach them the skills, like life skills, leadership skills, and just kind of empower like youth to be the change that they want to see, right? Bridge builders. Shout out to bridge builders. Any bridge builders watch this? And the ooh-ah-wah. That's the special bridge builders greeting. Only bridge builders know it, It's very special. So
I like how you change when you do these things. Like you become like more like, hey, like shout out like
to my people, yes.
My people.
So bridge builders is like, so it's called bridge builders, right? Because you're building bridges between different parts of the world and the community.
So you were the organizer?
First
organizer?
So I was in the internship, and mind you, we're all 14 to 17, right? Like we're teenagers, and we're leading meetings and like with other teenagers, teaching them how to do the things that we're still learning to do, And it was very it was a huge learning experience for me, because that experience, like one thing about bridge builders is like, because they mentor like students, right? But one thing about bridge builders is they mentor students, but they don't treat kids like they don't look at you like you're just a child. So even if you're a kid, they still take your opinion, and they still really like, they use your ideas. They teach you that your voice matters. And it made me realize, like for example, like our program leader was 26 when I was like 17. But normally, like, if you're a kid and somebody's an adult, especially in the South, you call them Miss so-and-so or Mr. blah, blah, right? But everybody, whether you were 12 or whether you were 40, everybody called
each other Miss, Mr.
Everybody first name. So like,
equal.
Yeah. So like I would have a 12-year-old just calling me Evan. Or like I would call like the CEO of like the CEO, we would just call her by her first name, even though we were 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
So like it taught me that, like, it really showed me that, like, if you have the skills, then it doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like. You don't let anybody like treat you like your age or like where you come from means your ideas are like not as good as theirs. So like it was a huge learning experience for me that taught me what a leader is and what a good leader looks like and how to lead people when I was 17. And then I was in leadership in college, and so like now when I first started, I was scared to death. I was an introvert. I was scared of public speaking, but now I can speak in front of people, and like it's not as bad now. But if I didn't go through the Bridge Builders program, I don't think it would have happened. I don't know if I would be the leader I am today without Bridge Builders.
Bridge Builder. Shout out to Bridge Builder.
Shout out to Bridge Builders. And the Uwawa.
Yes, and then you get the first kamgi, right? The first dokam of the year, right?
Yes, the first cold. Yes, it is not.
But since you got that dokam, now you are
immune.
So
I'm immune for the rest of the season to type A, to the type A flu, which is amazing.
First is best.
Very true. But
it sucks, isn't it?
It does.
So yeah, your first podcast will be bad, but it's fine. That way you can make your 100th podcast.
Yes.
So sometimes what I do when I feel like I want to try something new, and then I see someone doing the thing that I want to do, like perfectly, successfully. And what I do is I go to all the way to the back, Like what's their first post? What's their first video of this YouTube channel?
How did they start?
Yes. Now they have their own style. Now they have their own message.
Right.
But if you go down and down, they are very 뭐라고 하지? They're very like not so different from others.
Right.
I've seen this kind of content like so many times. They're like,
right.
There's like so many people doing the same style, same content, but like that YouTuber, that podcast streamer, whatever, has their own content style, but they started without it. So
right.
It's okay.
So we'll find our style.
What's gonna be our style?
That's a great question. When I don't have an answer, that's my favorite response.
Oh,
that's a great question.
Having no plan is the best plan.
That's fair. That's true. Having no plan is the best plan. Parasite. Ooh, yes.
Having no plan is plan.
That's true.
Yes.
What else? Life. I don't know. You said, what is going to be our plan for the podcast? I don't have a plan.
For even my life,
Yeah, I don't have a 5-year plan, like
I don't do that too.
Like when I was in high school, my high school, it was a public school, but you had to interview to get in. And one of the questions they asked me in the interview,
imagine yourself.
They said
after 5 years.
They said where do you want to be in 10 years? I said, I don't know, hopefully stable. And everybody just like laughed. They were like, oh, that's so funny. That's so clever. I was dead serious. I had no idea where I would be in 10 years. In my head, I was like, that's a stupid question. I'm 14. Like, I don't know where I'm going to be in 10
Should I
years.
say Seoul, Ulchiro, Local Chingu Studio,
You know what?
Ulchiro in Hogwarts.
You know what? You're right.
Hogwarts in Ulchiro.
So this is what I'm going to do. When I leave today, I'm going to go to my time machine and I'll give that answer to myself. That way I can tell myself, hey, Local Chingu. I'm going to be like, local what? Chingu. I'll write it down for you, okay? Where are you going to be in 10 years? Local Chingu, okay? Got it. Cool. Perfect.
Local Chingu. Does Evan know Korean? When Evan was saying that, like, maybe, I don't know, stable life?
Not then.
Not yet?
I did the interview when I was like, no, I did the interview when I was 13 because I was still in middle school, like going to high school. Mm-hmm. So I did it like at the end of like my last year of middle school. And then I went up and then I went to high school and I started learning Korean in like 2013-ish, 2014. So yes.
Okay. Do you have any your favorite saying or quote about starting?
About starting?
Yeah.
Let me think. I don't know if I have a favorite quote about
any quote
starting specifically, but the advice that I always give anybody learning a language is input. Get as much input of that language as you can. Movies, TV, music, books, reading subtitles in that language. When I first started learning Korean 10 years ago, there wasn't much like around in terms of like nowadays there are way more resources to learn Korean than back then.
Oh, you 선배. Sounds like 선배.
So like when I started learning Korean, I had a Samsung phone, right?
A Samsung.
And there was a music app that I would listen to music on, and they played a Korean song by 2 a.m. Right? It was like One Spring Day on a Bomnar, I think.
Oh, it's been 10 years?
That's when I first heard that song, yeah. I know, right? Yes. We're old. That's an old song. So I heard that song in 2013. And that was the second Korean song I ever like fell in love with. And I was like, this is an amazing song. How do I find out more? Because the title was in Korean. It's like the group was 2 a.m. But the title was in Korean. I didn't know anything about Korea at that time.
Oh yeah.
So I went to Google Translate and I had to so I screenshotted the song title. And then and you know how on like Android phones, you have to hit like the little menu button to go like back between apps. So I would look at the screenshot and then I would draw like the good, and I'd be like, and then what's next? So I went to Google Translate into handwriting and I drew it until I got the thing. And so I would draw one letter, but then I would take too long because you have to draw it all together to get one like block of Korean letters, you know? Because like I would do this and I would do that and it would still be, and then it would disappear because it would just say like go, but it's 괜찮아.
Yes.
So I would be like, I couldn't read Korean. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like, it's and then it's
yeah,
and then it's an H, and then it's like a chair, and then it's a circle with a hat, and then like I had to really like it was like I was describing puzzle pieces to myself.
Yes.
To put it in Google Translate and make like a block. And the thing is, even if you know Korean, 괜찮아 is so hard to spell. It is so.
It's not 괜찮아.
It is not the easiest word to spell, especially for a beginner.
Yeah. Because
it's so like complicated if you've never used that language. So I put all the letters together and I finally got it to say 괜찮아, and then Google Translate was like, it's okay. So then I Googled 2 a.m. it's okay lyrics or whatever, and then I started looking at the song, and that's when I started listening to 2 a.m. and other Korean artists. And then I was like, okay. And then after about a year of getting into like Korean music and TV shows and stuff, I was like, okay, what if I learn Korean? And that's like how my journey started.
Mm-hmm.
But like the translation tools and things were not good back then. They were kind of terrible.
Yeah.
So you really had to like rely on like fan translations and things like that. Because Google Translate or like was like not good.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to rely on fans to translate it into your language.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they translate song lyrics or like Instagram posts. So that's why. So when I started studying, I would listen to music and read the lyrics in Korean, English, right? And then I would also read celebrities' Instagram posts. Because in 2015, they cared about international fans, but they would post like those big. They would just post like in Korean, really. Like it would be a big block of Korean text.
Yeah.
I didn't understand anything, but I would just like look at the caption of the picture and just read it to practice reading, practice pronunciation, practice putting those sounds together because those are not English sounds. So that's where my pronunciation and my reading practice started. And then I would paste it into Google Translate to get like an idea of what they said because it wasn't 100% accurate because Google Translate was not very good with Korean 7-8 years ago, you know? So I would practice it and then, yes, anyway, Korean is great. But I started with Instagram posts because that was the input that I had. I didn't know what textbook to buy. So I was like, I'm going to use Instagram. I'm going to use TV. I'm going to use song lyrics.
Speaking of Instagram, what was your very first post that you post on your Instagram? Can you remember?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think. It was probably.
But say it in one sentence. I don't want a whole story.
You don't want a story.
I don't want a story.
Okay.
Cheers.
In one sentence, I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay, great.
What about you?
For me, I think it was a picture of Bora of sister.
Really?
Yes, because I like her.
That's a good first post.
But I think I didn't really understand what's Instagram about. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to try Instagram.
Yeah.
And let me post something. What should I post? Okay, I like Bora, so let me post.
That's fair. I like Bora too, so.
Yes, she's so
great.
Anyway, I asked you about like any quotes about starting.
Yes, but
so you don't really have one.
I don't have a quote about starting, but my quote about if you're going to start learning a language,
just
consume as much of that language as possible.
No, like you don't have any like this any quote about starting.
I said no.
No?
No, I said no. That's why I said the only starting quote I have is about starting learning a language. But I don't have a quote about starting. That's why I gave the story but yes. You gotta
I can tease you, right?
You gotta listen better, Yeji.
Oh, no, I'm trying to get like more answer from you.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think. So I'm like, you have to listen better because that's why I said I don't have a quote, and then you said, do you have any starting quote? And I'm like, no, and then I gave you a story.
Maybe you have one idea coming out after. Well, maybe I have one. Yeah, that one like that. No.
Okay. No, I don't.
Okay.
What's your next question? Do you have a question?
Do you have any question?
Is that your question? Okay. Do I have any questions? Maybe. Do I have any questions? That's a great question. Let me see.
Okay. What about we find one proverb each about start in English and in Korean?
Okay.
Let me check in Korean. You find in English.
You check in English, I'll check in Korean.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm joking. That's too hard.
No, let's do it.
No.
Okay.
Yes. This is, there was no format for this episode. This is just us figuring out what we want to do with the podcast, what we want to do with life. Please comment, leave us some kind of feedback to let us know what you think, what we need to what you would like to see, if you like this, if it's too relaxed. But I mean, we can do what we want anyway. We're having fun.
Yeah, just
but we want feedback. Let us know. What do you think? This episode is probably a lot shorter than the last episode. We haven't decided on a format or anything yet. We're trying new things. This is all still one sentence, of course. But yes.
Yes. Okay, that was the sentence. Yes.
Okay, so thank you for watching. And
can I say one sentence too? Okay, it's not about the start, but I like this quote. Done is better than perfect. So at least we do something today. So at least we got something to edit.
Yes.
So we'll see what's next. So yeah, we'll figure out what we want to do with this amazing podcast idea.
I agree.
So, but it's still gonna be about, Korean culture, Korean learning Korean, or living in Korea,
various topics about Korea.
It's gonna be something about Korea.
Yes.
But we don't know yet what it is. But
yes.
So, thanks for listening, and then we'll come back soon.
But
Bye.
Bye. Yes. Bye. Good.